There is a feeling most people have but cannot name, a feeling of being slightly displaced, of moving through the world without landing anywhere, of having a home and a workplace and nothing in between. This feeling has a name. It was identified in 1989 by a sociologist named Ray Oldenburg. He called it the loss of the third place. And in the 35 years since he wrote about it, we have made the problem immeasurably worse, without noticing, without mourning, without replacing it, without even knowing what we lost. Let me explain what Oldenburg meant. Your first place is your home. It is where you are most yourself. Your second place is your work. It is where you are most performed. And then there is the third place, neither home nor work, a place you go simply to be among people, without agenda, without performance, without purpose beyond presence. Oldenburg identified many kinds of third places: the neighborhood bar, the barbershop, the diner, the park bench where the same three old men sat every Tuesday. What made these places powerful was not the coffee or the beer. It was the structure of belonging they provided. You did not need to be invited. You did not need to explain your presence. You did not need to perform happiness or productivity. You simply arrived and you were received. Psychologists now understand what this did to the nervous system. The third place was not entertainment, it was co-regulation. The simple act of being near other humans you recognize without needing anything from them is one of the most powerful regulators of human anxiety. There was something else about the third place. It was radically democratic. The neighborhood bar did not care what you did for a living. The barbershop did not ask for your credentials. The park bench had no membership fee. You met people you would never otherwise encounter, people whose lives were structured differently from yours, people who voted differently, worked differently, worried about different things. This is what sociologists call bridging social capital, the invisible infrastructure of a functioning society, and we demolished it, almost entirely. It did not happen all at once. First, the car restructured the city. Walkable neighborhoods gave way to sprawl. The places you could reach on foot disappeared. Then, zoning laws separated everything: residential zones, commercial zones, industrial zones. The corner store was replaced by the strip mall. The strip mall was replaced by the big box store. Then television arrived in every room, and the logic of going out to be with people began to compete with the logic of staying in. Then the internet arrived, and the smartphone made it total. Every waiting room became private. Every commute became solitary. Every potential third place became a first place you carried with you. What did we lose when we lost the third place? We lost the daily experience of being known, not known deeply, not known completely, just known enough to be greeted by name. Researchers call this the experience of ambient belonging, the background hum of social inclusion, the sense that the world contains people who register your existence. Without this, and the research is now extensive, the nervous system cannot fully regulate. Loneliness becomes structural rather than situational. Not the loneliness of having no friends, but the loneliness of moving through space where no one knows you exist. You might be thinking, what about coffee shops? What about the cafe, the co-working space, the wine bar? These are not third places. They are first places with better lighting. The true third place was defined by conversation, not transactional conversation, the kind that happens between people with nothing particular to say and nowhere particular to be. This kind of conversation is nearly extinct. We have optimized away the inefficiency of it, and in doing so, we have optimized away something essential. There is a political consequence to all of this. Oldenburg warned about it in 1989. When people stop gathering in neutral spaces, they stop encountering difference. They stop practicing the small negotiations of coexistence. They retreat into their first and second places, and then into their phones, where the algorithm ensures they encounter only agreement. A society without third places is a society of silos, and silos eventually become enemies of each other. The neighborhood bar was not just a place to drink, it was where people who disagreed about everything still shared a physical space, and in that shared space they remained neighbors. I think about this often, about what it means that there is nowhere left to just be, nowhere that does not require a purchase, nowhere that does not require a purpose, nowhere that simply holds you. The third place was not a luxury, it was infrastructure, as essential to a functioning community as roads and water. We privatized it, we optimized it, we turned it into content, and then we wondered why everyone was so lonely. They are lonely because we took away the place where loneliness went to die. The unremarkable, unglamorous, inefficient third place, where you could arrive with nothing to offer and still belong. We did not know what we had. Silent collapse.